So this next bit of information is something that is not absolutely critical for you to memorize, but it is very helpful. So I do heavily encourage you to learn all the different names of the parts of a roof to help you get a better grasp of panel layout as well as how to construct a home and refer to one when talking with other employees. So let's start with this roof here. Okay, so this line right here, this is called the ridge of the home. You can kind of think of it like the spine of a home, where two roof faces come up and meet at a point to kind of form this fold or this line that runs along the house. You'll usually find it in the middle somewhere. Now, this ridge right here is the ridge of the main roof structure. However, this one over here is also a ridge. It's the ridge of a dormer, which this whole area here is called a dormer, but they are both still ridges. So if we come from the ridge and we follow down to this line right here, this is where the gutter of the home would normally sit. Now, this one is called the eave. Now, a lot of people, including myself, get this confused with this one up here. This one is different than an eave. This one's called a rake. Now, the difference between an eave and a rake, there's a couple ways you can tell the difference. The eave is usually where you'll find the gutter. You usually won't find gutters on rakes. Think of how water falls on a roof and how a gutter system works. The rain falls, water gathers on top of the ridge here, it flows down this roof face, and then it flows into this gutter because it's following gravity. It's following the downward slope. If we look over here and water falls right here on this dormer, it's going to drip left and right and flow down those roof faces. It's not going to go forward all or up in this case, so there is no gutter there. Another way to identify it is an eave is just kind of runs parallel to the wall of the home. A rake you can identify by following this ridge all the way up, and it runs into the edge perpendicular, where in the case of an eave, the ridge runs parallel to the eave. Now, the one over here is called a hip. Now, a hip often gets confused with a valley, which is over here. These are also two different things. Now, the way to identify a hip is if we go from the corner, there's kind of a fold here that goes up and connects with the ridge. It also forms this triangle shape on the end of a home or a roof shape. So the triangle shape is actually a roof face, where if we look at a valley, the reason this triangle shape is happening is because there's just another pitched roof intersecting another pitched roof perpendicular. So this diagonal triangle line here is really just a fold, whereas this one over here forms a roof face. So that's the difference between a hip and a valley. So that's really it. What I want you to do is just use this information, take notes if you have to, and use that information to label the